Okay, good.
Also, I just noticed too that Reimu, I saw it in the first video. She has new key art too, and I think I really like it.
Oh, nice.
It matches the newer key art, kind of like with Alice coming up when it comes to, or like Koichi, because I feel like it was more striking if you put it right next to Marissa and Sakia comparatively. But the new one's pretty cute, I'd say.
Oh yeah, fun, by the way, Cruz, I saw some things that you might like in the mods they've added mod support to Steam, and some of those mods are fire. I think you'll like those. Anyways, coming back to
that. It's mostly character mods, but I'll get around to that one day. Right now, I'm just easing my way back in, so it's all Red Reimu, because it's been a month.
Yep, speaking of which, so Ancestral Dreams, I put it as a high-powered combo card, where like its floor is good, it's an accurate attack each enemy on rate for 3 mana for 17 damage to each enemy is super duper on rate, even as a floor, especially when accurate. Like it's way above rate, right? But Dream 3, I feel like I've had great experiences with Dream, I've had bad experiences with Dream, and I never feel like Dream is as good as Scry. Have you had a different experience on that one?
I'm sorry, I just got Blink Dagger for 10 bots.
Ain't no way.
I love playing Reimu. When I'm ready broke, so I don't have to think about anything. I just get to say, yeah, give me a raid exhibit at the start of every run. So, I feel like it's more disingenuous to try to put Dream on the same level as Scry, because I feel like the uses for it are way different. And let me explain that. Unfortunately, just due to the nature of it, you will be getting rid of some cards to Dream when it comes to, but it is absolutely the definition of you are playing with Dream for the long game, because yes, it can brick you out of 1 or 2 powerful cards, but I think it's really good for wide decks to where you just have like a 30-40 card deck that you don't care what kind of powerful cards that you get, because you just have a million of them. You can have a million different engines. You're not going to Dream away all of them at a time then. Now, does it help you necessarily when you're trying to just start a Dream identity and you don't have much else of an engine? Absolutely not, in which case then it is objectively worse than Scry in every metric way possible or so. But it does have its uses at times. When you have 2 alternating win conditions you can worry about, so of course when you're thinking about Koichi, you just have Passion Prots and then the Dream scenario itself of Dream letting you automatically dig for something in case you really need to find it or so. But before then, it's really just you trying to commit to, alright, I'm just gonna fly whatever, I find a really good card that you'd put in your bomb territory or whatever, I'll put it in, or just really good in general on its own. That way, if I Dream it away, I'll get it eventually, I don't mind losing it because I still have a way to make my deck function. Otherwise then, it's the most extreme of deferred value. Yeah, that's how I read it. Yes, it does let you technically look at your deck and choose a card, but it is the most extreme end, where I wouldn't put it in the same level as Scry. It is objectively worse than Scry, because you have to cherry pick a card at the end of your entire deck, as opposed to in the middle of your deck. Not same at all.
Yeah. Like, there are times where I'm happy to see it, and I do think, to be fair, Ancestral Dreams is the type of Dream card I do want to see, where it's a good card even without any other text. It's still a good card. Would I pay 3 mana to do 17 damage to each enemy that's accurate? Absolutely I would. You know, like, and sometimes it's better than that, just not all the time. So, combo.
Yeah, fine enough.
Alright, speaking of one of my favorites. So, okay. Last Romantic Night Call. This is our first powerful card in a long time, and yes, I will call it powerful. It is a 5 mana card, so most of your mana for a given turn. 3 neutral, 2 black. That's expensive, but it's above rate. 32 damage each enemy accurate? Are you kidding me? That's crazy above rate. I was happy to pay 3 mana for 17 damage, right? This is quite literally double that, almost double that for less than double the cost. I love this, but it only gets better because you can play Last Romantic Night Call for free. Because when you upgrade it, it becomes a follow-up card. And so you already take this card in whatever black deck you're playing, right? And then you see this card as part of a follow-up deck, and you're like, oh my god, I can get an accurate 36 damage to each enemy for free? Hell yeah! This is one of those cards that I have, I was so impassioned when I first saw this card that I almost drew some fan art. I was quite excited by this card, and we'll leave the phrasing at that.
Interesting. Okay, Chief, whatever you say. Meanwhile,
Yeah, right,
me,
whatever I say.
let's stab Orden with a bunch of Danmaku 15 times. 28 Danmaku wounds!
Yeah, no, I love this card, and it's powerful, right? It's so much better than combo because even without, if you never see a single card that lets you perform a follow-up attack, you still take this card a lot of the time because it's just that big a hit to an area of damage that's also accurate. This card won't win you the run on its own, but it can help you turn around a run that's going kind of south, right? It's an incredible card, and I love to see it. Its only downside is that it's 5 mana, but frankly, like, it's super, super above rate at that point. Like, who cares? Play the mana, kill the enemy, get your win, be impassioned, deal 72 damage instead. Marvelous.
Marvelous, sir.
Yep. Marvelous!
Nande, marvelous, sir.
Yeah, love this card. Alright, moving on. Alright, so there's only one card that I ever even consider being better than Last Romantic Night Call in the powerful section for me. That card is Rose Hell Plus. I am going to be specific, not Rose Hell. It must be Rose Hell Plus. As Rose Hell, it is X mana, that number again, black, 1 black, and 1 green. So, a small callback to a card that happened earlier, Rainbow Star Blast. Rainbow Star Blast was the same cost, but its floor was 9 accurate damage. What's the floor on Rose Hell? Well, it is deal 9 damage and gain 1 mana. I am a mana addict. I love getting more mana mid-turn.
Average blue
That
player.
lets
Sorry.
Average green player, thank you very much.
Yes,
man,
my growth, my cards, my greed.
My greed. This card feels green, right? You can absolutely look at the start of your turn, go, I can do this, and dump all of your mana into this card, and then with all the mana that it gives you back, play all of your defenses out. It's an incredibly greedy card. Especially noteworthy that it does say every 2 mana, so it's a little below rate when unupgraded. But once you upgrade it, it's 2 mana for 12 damage each and a prismatic mana. The value of that prismatic mana is exponential because there's so many things you can do with that mana that you could not do with black or green mana. Right? Prismatic mana has lots of special interactions. It gives you lots of other effects. You can do, I did do once a silly turn where I played out a full Rose Hell, and then with the prismatic mana that I got, I played out a Rainbow Star Blast for full, and just blasted down someone from 300 health to death in 1 turn. It was beautiful.
My gods.
Oh yeah, no, like, Rose Hell is an incredible enabler of a card. It makes some very strange combos that are not possible in other scenarios happen, right? There's too many to list. And notably, even its floor is still plenty powerful, right? Would I play 4 mana to deal 18 damage and gain 2 green mana? So really pay 2 mana for 18 damage to each enemy. Yeah, I would pay 2 mana for 18 damage. Heck, I would play 3 mana for 17 damage to each enemy. Like... And this is better than that, so I will absolutely play Rose Hell. Now, is it actually better than Last Romantic Night Call? Obviously, I think if you play Last Romantic Night Call for free as a follow-up card, I think that Last Romantic Night Call is better. And but otherwise, I think Rose Hell is actually an incredible card with an incredibly high ceiling, right?
Stupidly good, feeds in on itself. Really no notes. It's just a very solid card in general.
Yep.
And so it's totally defined. I don't think I need to like go on about with any useless analysis and what's bad about it. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yep. Steep in Miasma. It's an upgraded basic card. It's reliable, right? 2 mana, same cost, 1 neutral, 1 black, deal to 10 damage. Apply 5 poison. Poison's interesting. Poison means at the start of their life, they take damage equal to how much poison they have, and then they lose 1 poison. So 5 poison represents first 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1 damage. So if you get the full turn count, it's worth 20 damage. So this card actually says, pay 2 mana, deal 30 damage over 5 turns. Now, I don't value that super highly. I really want to kill the enemy now. Now, this is nice in boss fights. It is nice to apply poison in a consistent manner and then do it all the time. But if you upgrade it, it gets a really funny line of text. It replaces the apply 5 poison text with apply 6 poison to each enemy. And now the damage gets out of control. I think as a base card, it's just reliable. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a neat damage card. It'll help you push damage. It's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. As an upgraded card, I think I move it all the way over to powerful. Now, you can't guarantee that. While it is a very cool upgrade, it's not an upgrade that like wins you the game, right? So I can't justify placing it in powerful. But I do think it is at the top of reliable, only really below Satellite Illusion, where I think Satellite Illusion is better as a base card, and but worse as like you never upgrade Satellite Illusion. You never spend your upgrade on Satellite Illusion. But you will absolutely upgrade every copy of Sleeping Minds in the UK if you can get away with it, right? If you don't have a more important upgrade to do, you absolutely upgrade every Sleeping Minds that you see. Now, if I had a category for something between reliable and powerful, that's probably where I would put Sleeping Miasma, but since I don't, I'm putting it at top of reliable. Easy notes.
It is very reliable. It is a engine in Poison that you don't have to dig into yourself to begin with. It just exists on its own, and it just does its damage on its own fine without any problems. You are very happy about that at any and all times, when a card is just batting for its own value without you having to develop into it. Poison Engine, like Time Pulse, like any other analogous DOT, really digs into itself very fast. And going off of that as well, especially the other big things to note as well is how what's his face? You kind of get a huge buffer on that upgrade too, like D3 was saying, of just how on Raw it goes from being a really good just shredder of a single enemy slash boss to pulling its weight so much so in hallway fights. Granted, it's not winning you the hallway fight immediately, but it allows you to go from, okay, this hallway fight's kind of a pain, to, okay, I get to put the hallway fight on a 2-3 turn time limit, essentially then. Which is fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, exactly. It's too slow for me to call it powerful, but I love it. I take it when I see it, you know, like.
And then it's just a solid engine. It's not even no, it's right. It's a solid card that doesn't need an engine. Is what I was trying to say right there.
Makes sense. Next up, Heart Blossom.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, it's a 2-mana card. 1 neutral, 1 black. Deal 10 damage to each enemy. It's at rate, right? It literally is a regular card, except it says each enemy. And has a special piece of text. Instinct. If an enemy intends to attack, gain 10 block. So there's 2 conditionals on it. One of which is just, oh look, they're attacking me. Well, I might as well get block. But it has to be on the leftmost or rightmost edge. That doesn't. It's easy to do, but not all the time, right? It is a better. It is noticeably better than the base card. I have to acknowledge that it's better than the base card. It's good enough that there are times where it feels really strong to be able to attack each enemy and also get some block at the same time, but you can't reliably get the block, right? But I mean, hey, 10 damage to each enemy is 10 damage to each enemy, right? I like rain firework potion sometimes, right? And I would argue it's better than firework potion a lot of times just because it's cheaper, right? Does that make it a super powerful card? No, it's just good. It's nice. You like having it in your deck, but you're not fiending for it, you know? It's okay.
Yeah.
Unlike one of my favorite cards in the deck, I can't justify putting it above into powerful, but I want to so bad. You gotta know. Sin of the Black Horse. Sorry, Sin of the Black Pegasus. They've upgraded its name since I had it in here. Ooh, good to know. Anyways, I love this card. It is 3 mana to deal 10 damage to each enemy 2 times. So, at a floor, it is sorry, two neutral, one black and one life. You'll deal 20 damage to each enemy. Yeah, I'll play that. And its upgrade is very notable. 3 mana to deal 10 damage to each enemy 3 times. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, unfortunately, as much as I like it, I have to put it at the top of reliable and not the bottom of powerful. Why? Well, if I look at Blast Romantic Night Call, it's also accurate, right? Which matters a lot. If I look at Heart Blossom, it's just a damage stick. There's nothing else that it does. Sins of the Black Pegasus is in that same ballpark where it just does damage. And it does decent damage, but not amazing damage. So I'll never discount it, and it does take buffs really well. But it's just a good card, right? It's reliable, you're happy to see it. Top of reliable even, but not amazing. I personally wonder why it exiles and why you lose 1 life when you play it. It feels kind of strange to me as a card design, I will say. It feels like there should be some other synergy that happens with it, and sometimes there are exile synergies in like Black-White Marissa, for example. There are exile synergies that you can look into. But if you're not in Black-White, then you don't see a lot of those synergies, right? It is specifically Black-White that cares about that, right? So outside of that, like, I can't justify giving it a higher rating than just reliable. Would you all say that's fair?
I was holding my breath to at least win a 50-50, and I did, so we're fine. No, it's good. It is... I put it on the Winston based on Avoid Oni Spirit Bomb. It is just a wonderful at-1 killer for the fact that just serves its purpose. Die immediately when it comes to. In fact, especially so for combats, you're essentially weighing the benefit of, is the 30 damage worth the little bit of life that I would be gaining or losing when it comes to it? And absolutely, more often than not, it is. It just does well. It is the straight push forward button.
All right. Next up, Wheel of Misfortune. I mean, okay, so this is a card I love sometimes, and I hate other times. It's never awful. Oh wait, yes it is. Its floor is 3 mana to deal 12 damage 1 time. Except you need to remember we are playing on Insanity 7, which means we are guaranteed 1 misfortune in the deck that you can't remove. So its actual floor is not what it says here. It's actually 3 mana to deal 12 damage twice. Is that good? It's not bad. It's fine. It's on rate. It's fine, right? Would I play 3 mana to deal 24 damage? Yeah, I would. But there's better versions of that in several places, notably in Black-Red and White-Red, and White-Black. There's better versions of this that are more consistent, that have a higher hit count for a similar mana cost. So a lot of the times I put it on this border between inconsistent and combo. If you get there with Misfortunes, you love this card, right? If you have like 4, 5, 6 Misfortunes in your deck somehow, right? It's a really funny build, and 3 mana to deal 60-something damage feels amazing, okay? Like, but Misfortunes are kind of bad in this game. A lot of them have very deleterious effects, right? And it's worth mentioning that, like, Misfortunes are negatives. In a lot of ways, what I look at is it helps save a run that it has landed into a bunch of Misfortunes that I haven't been able to remove for some reason. And Scry is nice for helping bypass some of that, and it is black, so that means it does have lots of Scry somewhere in the card pool. So I don't take it when I see it, unless I happen to have a lot of Misfortunes already in my deck. But I'm never exactly unhappy if I happen to grab one for free, right?
It is an empowered strike that just kind of gets to exist, which is, on one hand, it is absolutely not a problem on its own, but on the other, it is bound by the character and deck convention that you are looking at and playing, because it is preventative versus reactionary ways to deal with those misfortunes. Preventative being if you can stride through or so when it comes to it, with any black, which you would already be in, of course, then, but then reactionary would be is if you are playing blue, or if you have blue in any way, so you can immediately just scope in, scope out, discard it, exile it, or so, or anyway, when it comes to it then. So it depends on how well you can utilize it. And I feel this especially has its value go up or down when it comes to, because if you're playing Marissa, well, Scrying is there throughout everything that you have or so. And there's also a few ways that you can actually get rid of cards or so. You have a Devil's Codex to exile a card and draw a few. You have the Recycling card that lets you exile a card to just gain some mana, etc. Whereas Toishi has the one card that deals more damage and does more hits based on how many misfortunes that you have, for instance, going on or so. So it's two different extremes on how you're trying to balance those misfortunes, and also you're up to RNG on what misfortunes that you get. If you get like Jealous from Parse, that's not bad as compared to, well, I need misfortunes, so why not get in a bar fight and get 2 Drunts?
Yeah. Is it a bad card? No, I don't think so. But is it a reason to get misfortunes? No, I don't think so. But it's just, you happen to have it, and it will work out. It's fine. And yeah, fuel for an engine. Boundary of Life and Death. When this was first printed, I had it on the border between reliable and utility. It is a 2-mana card, one neutral, and 1 black-white hybrid mana. So again, hybrid mana being where you can play either of them, so it can be either 1 in a white or 1 in a black. Deal 8 damage 2 times. Growth. Increase damage per hit by 1. At the end of the player's turn, if her life total changes that turn, return Bounty of Life and Death from the discard pile to the hand, and it temporarily costs 0. So, that's a lot of text. That basically reads, this does 16 damage, and then 18 damage, and then 20 damage. It is also very frequently just that. You can't really guarantee that you'll get a lot of life out of this mid-turn. If you do have ways to gain life mid-turn, like with concentration, or some of the Marissa skills that like regenerate new life in the middle of the run, then those are red cards first, right? It's kind of hard to get this going. Now, its floor is fine, right? 2 mana do 16 damage is a perfectly reasonable floor. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But the growth rate is not such that like you can really build a deck around this, right? It's just like, oh look, it got a little bit better. Oh look, it got a little bit better, you know? That being said, if you are in a deck that can play this for free, because you are gaining life mid-turn, or, at the end of they changed the text, right? At the end of the player's turn. It's free once, right? And then it cycles and it's free again, and then you just keep going. Like, you're never gonna have an engine built around this. Like, you don't make decks that have engines that can build around this. Because, like, life gain doesn't win you the game, right? Killing the enemies wins you the game. This is an enabler for a life gain deck to do what it wants to do, but it's not accurate, so it can't bypass any of that any Graze nonsense. And it's not area damage, so it can't bypass a lot of the area effects enemies that are like the multiple enemies like Terminators or Fluffies or Crows that are the really dangerous enemies in the game that frequently cost you multiple HP points. So like, what does it really do? It's really most of the time just a nice attack card that sometimes can get big. That puts that reliable to me, but there is a use case for utility, because worth noting, life total change also means you took damage. Now, ideally, you're not taking damage. It will happen sometimes, you can't avoid it, right? And in those scenarios, it will feel a little bit better, right? Where it's a free 16 damage, but that's all it is, at best. Free damage, right? Oh well. We've seen plenty of cards like this before, and many of which have effects that are easier to proc. Like Scrying, I would argue, is easier to proc than this, because you don't want to be intentionally losing life just to get this to proc off, right? It's not that valuable. Like, you only ever get this value in turns where it's like, well, that sucks. As the consolation prize, I get Boundary of Life and Death. To me, that puts it in reliable, right? It's a reliable consolation prize, or a reliable upside. But it's never like an engine in its own right. It's not powerful, and its use case doesn't suddenly magically change if you do end up in a life gain deck. You just get marginally better. It would be different if every time you gained or lost life, it got this effect, but it's only at the end of your turn. So it's at best happening once per turn that you can get that extra free attack. So that's my take.
I'm pretty much on the same line when it comes to it here, with the fact that you really have to be digging around for finding stuff like Sin of the Black Horse or so, or you need to find Necromancy, or the fact that it has to have another card on its own front to be able to make its own worth. When you don't, or when there's not like, it's not like you can just like life tap yourself, really, to begin with, to do anything on that own end. It really drives the value of it innately down compared to other scaling cards that kind of do their own thing.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Yeah, especially as a rare, yeah, like, they're uncommon. As an uncommon, it's just like, you could see something better. So, for example, you could see this unknown card. So this card is special, and by special I mean special ed. It damages my heart knowing that I have not seen this card somehow, right? Because I like this card. What is this card? Say hello, everyone, to the utility card known as Trial of the Wicked Hermit. So, Trial of the Wicked Hermit is a 3-mana card, two of neutral and hybrid white or black mana. It's a damage card, deal 18 damage, but it also has Expel. Expel means when you cast this card, or when this card is exiled, you permanently upgrade a card. That's a neat trick. Now, it's upgrading the cards is hard, okay? That's probably what I want to say about that. It would be different if it was a... Oh, thanks for the hat, Pokey. And thanks for my hat, Pokey. Goodbye, hat. If I'm looking at Trial of Wicked Hermit, I'm like always happy to see it and I'll grab it. But... thanks for the head, Pokey. But it's like... It's not powerful. It doesn't upgrade all of the cards in my hand. That is a thing, right? There are cards that upgrade all of the cards in your hand. Or that upgrade them without you having to do any conditional effect. Or that upgrade every card you'll have in your deck for the rest of the fight, right? Upgrading one card permanently is okay, right? It's very good upside, mind you. Like, you're very happy to see this, right? Now, since the specific wording on Expel just because I know people asked for it. The specific wording on Expel is this activates when this card is used. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood what Expel was. Activates when this card is used to defeat a non-summoned enemy. Sorry, my bad. You're having to jump through several hoops, right? You're having to hope that you draw this at the right time. You're having to hope that you are killing the enemy with it. But that being said, you will go out of your way for this, right? Because upgrades are kind of rare in this game, the opportunity to get a kill with this and get that free upgrade is so massive that I have to put this in the very top of utility tier, right? Especially if you ever get a chance to upgrade it and you just have to do more of the same, right? It feels good. Now, if it feels so good, why is it not powerful? Well, because on its own, it's kind of a do-nothing card, right? Like, it does damage and that's it. And it does damage at what's barely on range, right? So, I'm always happy to see it, and I'll probably take every copy of it that I see, but it's not a bomb that will turn around my run and make my run so much better.
It is... I actually rate this very lowly. And it is for a few weird reasons. Let me explain it out. This is analogous to Lesson Learned from Slay the Spire, which is a Watcher card that is about the same thing. Deal, I think, 13 damage unupgraded. Whenever you kill a non-summon enemy with it, upgrade a random card. Wording is different. Choose a card to upgrade in your deck versus upgrade a random card. But the thing is, Lesson Learned also, I think, is a rare as well, too. Is this one a rare?
Yes, it is.
Here's the problem. Lesson Learned, you can just find as any rare. Evil, whatever, it's the one, alright, the one that you have here. The colors. It's white, black.
Yeah.
Nobody starts with that naturally. Whereas you can get that literally frame 1 for 1 in Slay the Spire. It's great, but it is so buffered by the fact that you are guaranteed to only get it at the very minimum Act 2 Fight 1 onwards.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That's completely fair. You're seeing it at the earliest after your early game happened. And no, you're right. That's fair. That does make it a little bit worse because now the timing is narrower, right? Because now you're having to fight the harder enemies that have more health, that have more defenses, right? That you also need to specifically hope you have it in your hand at the correct timing to get the thing. I mean, I do think it still feels amazing when you do get to play it correctly, but a lot of the times it's just a dead card in your hand, right? Where it's just a brick that you don't get to play because you're trying to save it for the greed.
Because again, it's a strike more. Yes, it's a strike that does a little bit more, but if you're not getting the value for what that strike does a little bit more.
Yeah. Yep. Now, that being said, it is technically above rate. 3 mana for 18 is okay. Not good, okay, right? We hope for better, but it's fine. There's a reason I put it in utility, because, like, I don't think every deck wants this, right? I think there's actually a lot of decks where it's like, you look at your deck and you go, I have all the cards I want upgraded already upgraded. I'm not going to take this into my deck, right? You skip this, absolutely, if you have a well-upgraded deck somehow. Like, if you have, like, a nice, clean 15-card deck that's, like, all potion generation or something, and all your potion generators are already upgraded, and, like, all of your other cards are just, like, random blocks that you have, like, does this matter? Does this card suddenly get really good? No. Right? Like, the type of deck that wants this is kind of rare. I could see an argument for it being bottom of utility, I think. I may be, but I'm gonna move it lower, is what I will do. Right? I think that's fair to move it a little bit lower on the utility tier. I think it is still, I don't think it's bad. It's not actively terrible. But maybe I think you talked me out of valuing it so highly. I completely forgot about, like, the timing of it.
Yep, it is a weaker utility when it comes to it, unfortunately.
Now the real magic would be, where the heck is it? Labeling I get after my students all the time for not labeling their layers, right? Here's the consequence, right?
Cries.
Look at this. Did I? I did name this card. Oh gosh, I did name it. Oh no! I didn't read the other failure. Failing to read. Pain Pecco.
You can't be doing that in this day and age now, D3. You can't be doing that.
Pain Pecco. Speaking of not reading, here's a card I hate reading. 8 mana, daytime guest stars. 8 mana, 6 of any color, 1 white, 1 black. Deal 25 damage to each enemy twice. If the draw pile is empty, daytime guest stars cost 0 mana to play. Accurate. I have it as one of the few truly bad cards in this game, even upgraded. And I know that if someone, like, just reads this card and goes, what? But D3, it's so cool. You love area attack accurate cards. Like, you rate all the other ones so highly. Yes, I did, because they're better than this one is. All right. So, for almost half the mana, you could have played Last Romantic Night Call. Oh wait, hold on. Last Romantic Night Call is free when you play a follow-up card. If you play as a follow-up card, there are tons of cards that let you play a follow-up card. If you're in follow-up Koichi, you're gonna see them, right? You will absolutely index into follow-up Koichi to see more cards like this one, right? But once again, Daytime Guest Stars is another white-black card. So it's another card that you can't plan around seeing this card. And the thing is, one, it's a rare, and it's white-black. So, like, you specifically have to see it after you've already, like, upgraded receive a relic in a color that you don't have at least once, right? And on top of that, its requirement is difficult. The draw pile is empty. That only happens very specifically if you have drawn exactly the number of cards needed to not draw an additional card. Because what Lost Branch of Legend does is if you ever draw your last, if you ever need to draw, and your draw pile is empty, it is guaranteed to reshuffle your discard pile into your draw pile, right? Daytime Guest Stars basically never procs. You are never in this weird... It's incredibly difficult to manufacture the situation where you get to, like, go through all of your draw pile, play out all of your cards, get your last card in to draw, so it's exactly 1 draw, and now you're out of cards in your deck pile, and now Daytime Guest Stars is free. It doesn't happen, right? And yes, the floor is pretty cool, but how many decks do you think can play 8 mana worth of card? Not many, right? You have to be in an incredibly narrow deck to see daytime Death Star, to have daytime Death Star C play. Because either you're in an extremely powerful Scry deck, in which case you could have been playing something with Scry instead that actually does more for less mana or without all the setup time requirements, or you could be into a mana generator deck, which if in black is kind of hard unless you're potions, and if you're playing potions, you don't want it's almost impossible to play potions and this card at the same time, by the way, because like with potions, they draw you automatically. You can't control them, right? Once you draw them, it's done. They send them. I've tried to make this card work so many times, right? Because I've seen it 6-7 times now, and every time I'm like, this is a brick in my hand. Once I got to play it for free, and at that point I would have won anyways, because I already had a hyper powerful scry deck with extremely powerful scry payoffs. This wasn't it. This was just more upside on top of everything else. Don't play this card.
It is way too high value. Again, white-black. I've seen conversations go around of like, yes, it's white-black, it's the one natural mana combination that we don't have yet, but when Alice comes around, well, we're rating it when she's not come around yet, people, so not equivalent argument here.
Yep. It's bad. Don't take it. Feel bad.
You have to devote so much to it right now that there's no reason to. There's really no reason for you to have to try to go out of your way. Plus, also, just for the conventions itself, if you want to tune how much that you are drawing or so, you have to be playing Satya with Trick Bullets on one hand, or you'd have to be, or what's his face then? You would have to be, like, playing Reimu potentially to maybe get cards that let you draw specifically 1, 2, or 3, like small, tiny hitbots, not tiny hitbots, like Ascension Kick or just a few others like that or so, but that's still going out of your way to do something, which takes a lot more effort than just having any other natural engine.
Yeah, it feels in a lot of ways to me where it's like, if there was a white-black character that started off with significant card draw or card selection and could control their deck a lot tighter, I think this card would be pretty goated for that character specifically.
Now,
but
granted,
you're never going to be able to...
I'm sorry, go on.
But you're never going to be able to index on accident into a deck that can play this. Like, you kind of need to deliberately build your deck under the assumption you'll run into this card at some point.
And then, again, too, yes, there is absolutely the argument, again, of, well, Alice is coming. And yes, she is coming soon enough, but we are still not rating with Alice considered at all right now. Because considering how the dolls are being propped up to be kind of like the defect, which is inside the Spire, which absolutely can manipulate card draw and do a lot of weird, funky ass shit. Fact is, still not here.
Yep. Which leads to Fall into Poverty. So Fall into Poverty is part of a cycle of cards that are in every color pie, where they have some downside, either a life cost or they cause you to discard a card, but they deal 10 damage twice for 2 mana and are accurate. They're all good cards. Now, they're not amazing cards. I would argue in many ways this is the worst one. Money is kind of a precious resource. It's kind of difficult to get a lot of money, and it's very possible for you to drain your bank playing this card over and over again. But sometimes you just need an early game card that has accurate on it that you'll get rid of later, because you get better cards that can do the job. This is a very efficient way to handle crows, and that's about it. It's a utility card. You only take it to handle crows, or to handle other evasive raised targets. Otherwise, you skip this card. You don't take it. Because outside those scenarios, it's not enough damage that you're like, oh my gosh, I see Fall into Poverty. I'm suddenly so strong. I kind of wish it had a stronger effect for how deleterious the losing 5 money is, but it's okay, right? Like, it could be a lot worse.
I am actually more fine with this card when it comes to it, honestly. Because 5 can be a lot worse, but I feel like when you start, if you're trying to think about it in like greater scheme of like, yes, I'm gonna argue artifact luck when it comes to it, but you can easily, but if you're taking the quest line to start to begin with, you're already getting 15% more money from just the glasses on its own. If you have ways to generate money on its own then, so like oil barrel, etc., stuff like that or so. And also, yes, you are spending it on one way, but people have played around Ectoplasm and Slay the Spire, which is you are not getting any more money for exchange of like more energy and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, you have to be cognizant about it, and it is a huge brick when it comes to, but the break point for being able to do something with your money at minimum is $25 to upgrade a card at a campfire. That's the bare minimum that you're really aiming at.
Yeah, but it also probably means that, like, you're gonna have a harder time doing that. Like, it's not the worst card ever, right? I do think it's usable. I don't think it's bad. I should clarify that early on. It's a utility card, which should take some time, because I think it has good utility. But yeah, that's also fair. Because like, if you see it at the end of the game, it's like, well, I'm not using my money anyways. Fuck it, play the card, right? It's good enough to just play. That's just a decent damage pump, right? It's double rate, right? It's 20 damage for 2 mana. That's double our rate. That's really, and it's accurate. It's really good. But I really don't like losing money. Losing money bad. I think if you want to argue that it's a reliable card and not utility card, I would understand the argument, to be fair. Right, so if you want to argue that, I can move it.
Yes, I just say, this is the first time I've ever lost a clown piece ever in my career. Shh.
Oh,
I just didn't have high burst when it comes to it then. Rather, my only one burst was Evil Exterminate, but I didn't have too much more on that side for a bigger cast outside Wild Exorcism, and that's just how it goes.
Alright.
Oh no, my game's freezing again, because it's ended.
Oh,
I was gonna say it is 11, so I probably was gonna turn off my stream side soon enough then, because I want to chill. I don't know how long you're still gonna keep going.
I think I'm just gonna face the black cards, which is I have like 8 cards left. I could go on longer, but I want to do the tournament runs. Damn it.
No, I mean I'm gonna send my side to yours, of course, when it comes to, but I'm still gonna chill here for your argument's sake. Because fact is, I'm just a girl here, just handing out and taking the money, and you're the one explaining, hey, you're the artist and everything. I just look good.
Fair enough then. All right. Well, we have 7 cards left, so let's get into it. Devilry Light Ray. I don't think this card's in the game yet.
Oh, also, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
What's his face? Fall into Poverty. You actually can't play it if you don't have the money. Hilariously too.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know.
Nope, it literally stops you. It says you do not have the money to play it. Very small thing, but it actually can be a problem.
Yeah, bricks are bad. Utility. That's my argument for it being utility. Nice.